Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to this webinar. In this webinar, we're going to focus on the last minute tips on chemistry for NEET. Now, as you guys know that NEET is just a few weeks away, and therefore we're going to help you out with the last minute tips that you guys can use to prepare for NEET. We have our chemistry subject matter experts Adarsh and Rahul here. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Well, thanks for the kind introduction, Sanjana. So basically, I'm Rahul Adarsh Sir, and today I'll mainly be talking about physical and inorganic aspect of the chemistry, and Adarsh over here with me is going to talk about the organic chemistry part over here. So
great, thanks.
Yeah.
And we're really looking forward to that. Well, first, can you guys tell us about the overview of the NEET paper?
Yeah, it's about biology, physics, and chemistry. We are talking today about the chemistry part. In chemistry part, there are basically five types, which are inorganic, organic, and the physical chemistry. And for that, we are today talking about the chemistry part.
That's great.
And each question carries 1 mark in the chemistry exam.
So to give you another brief overview, that's actually good. Adarsh mostly cleared out all of the things. So in the NEET question paper, basically guys, you'll be facing 45 questions in this section of chemistry. Each question is basically going to be a type of a multiple choice question. So every question is going to have options. So NEET people have got you covered that way that you can at least guess mark. But mind you, not to do the guesswork very randomly, because every question has negative marking over it. So everywhere you mark a wrong question in your OMR sheet, you're going to have a -1 in your score sheet. So make sure you keep that in mind. And to tell you again briefly that NEET is also conducted in all the regional languages. So there is Assamese, Bengali, Hindi. So make sure that you make a judgmental, try to take a judgmental call where you find yourself comfortable in. So I think NEET has got you covered in that aspect as well, that language is not a hurdle in the question paper.
I think that information is really useful students. Now, since you did mention that the paper has 45 chemistry questions, now how can students manage time effectively during the paper while writing the paper?
That's actually the most important point of this discussion is, because what happens is many of the NEET aspirants face or complain about this problem that they are falling short of time while they're solving the question. So I'll tell you guys, what you do is, whenever you're starting for a NEET paper, as soon as you have a question paper in your hand, start with the biology paper. Start with the biology paper. Even though it has the highest number of questions, you try to get it quickly as quickly as possible. Because what happens is, biology, once you're done with the biology, you come to chemistry part. And in chemistry, you have 45 questions. And chemistry, NEET has the history of setting a question paper for chemistry a bit trickier than the rest of the subjects. So make sure you spend at least a minute or a minute and a half on particular question of the chemistry, and then move ahead to the second question, because your target in your NEET question paper should be you're supposed to complete the whole chemistry section in 50 to 55 minutes.
So we have 50 to 55 minutes
for 45 questions. So if you get the math right, that is approximately 1.5 minutes for each question.
Great.
But once again, you don't know all the questions, right? So that balances it out. What do you think, Adarsh?
I think the 1.5 minutes is very good for the one questions. And there is the organic part also. So in organic part, you can do one question within a 30 second or 40 second, because it is like theoretical questions. And talking about the inorganic and physical part, there you need to spend more time, like 1 and 1.5 minutes, because these are like sums and numericals there. So I think 50 minutes is enough.
Now, since you guys are mentioning organic, inorganic, and physical aspect of chemistry, can you please shed some light on those topics?
Yeah, talking about the organic chemistry, the main topic in organic chemistry is general organic chemistry, which carries like isomerism, hybridization, and the different things like that, counting the electrons, Lewis acid, Lewis base, all those things. So make sure that you prepare for this topic very properly and follow the NCERT books. And you should also prefer the last year papers and last 5 year paper of the NEET, so that you can get an idea how the questions arise from these type of topics. And similarly, if you have gone through the NCERT books properly, then you will not face any problem in the NCERT in NEET paper.
That's great. Actually, this is a great point. Note over here is that NEET is basically mainly contingent upon the NCERT books. So if you get all of the NCERT stuff right, I think you have pretty much covered everything in your syllabus. So I think that's a great tip.
30-35 questions are related to the NCERT only. If you solve a 10-year paper of the NCERT, then you can easily solve 30 to 35 questions of the NEET in chemistry and score more than 150 marks easily in the chemistry.
That's good. Okay.
And what about the physical and
yeah, to talk about physical and inorganic parts. So guys, I have few chapters listed here over with me, which I did an analysis of quite a few papers that appeared over last year, and I thought, okay, these are the topics, basically topics where most of the trickier questions in NEET come from. So what happens is, to talk about physical part first, the first and the foremost topic that we actually learn in physical chemistry is mole concept. And mole concept is basically fundamental to the whole physical chemistry, right? Because all the physical chemistry is basically contingent upon the concepts and are taught in mole concept. So to start with, I would say that stop worrying about the theoretical part of the mole concept, because nobody is going to ask you what is the definition of a mole. Try understanding those definitions and try to learn and try to apply those concepts so that you can get the numericals right on that mole concept. So I think that's the best part, and that's the most important part for the mole concept, that you have to know, or you have to sort of build in yourself to know that how to apply the concepts that are there in the mole concept. So that includes a lot of concepts like what is the basic definition of mole, then all the concentration term, molarity, normality you use throughout, not in physical but in organic or inorganic chemistry as well. Followed by which, I think the more that you need to practice over here is the numericals based on mole concept, because that's where NEET stresses much upon. And finally, I think the Avogadro's law and Gill-Lizard's law and everything, they are as well very much important in the NEET chemistry. Moving on, second chapter which I found the most trickiest was electrochemistry. So electrochemistry is something that students find it pretty hard to deal with, because apart from all the other topics like mole concepts and everything, we can see it around over here. When we say that gas is getting compressed, we can imagine the gas is getting compressed. But what happens with electrochemistry? That current is flowing. We cannot imagine how the current flows, what it does with the solution, and etc. etc. So that is why people struggle with electrochemistry. But once again, NEET again focuses much upon the numerical part of the electrochemistry. They don't ask you things on the theoretical part. So I would say that make sure you get all the laws, Faraday's laws, Cauchy's law, and everything in the electrochemistry right. Also memorize the definitions, because they might ask for a theoretical part, but more weightage is basically once again on numerical parts. I think we have covered two from the physical chapters. Let's move back to organic first.
Yeah. As I said earlier, that general organic chemistry is the main chapter that you have to focus on. And apart from that, you should also focus on the aldehyde ketones and haloalkanes and haloarenes. Haloalkanes and haloarenes have a lot of weightage in the NEET paper. And from last 2 years, they are asking more questions from the polymer and biomolecules chapters also. Previously, it does not carry a lot of weightage, but from last 2 years, it is carrying a lot of weightage. So it is easy to do, and you can score easily a very good marks in these chapters. Apart from that, chemistry in everyday life is also a very good scoring subject, where you can score easily a good marks and without wasting your time, because it's a theoretical part. And talking about the other part which is important is like aldehyde ketones and polymers and biomolecules. And also I want to list some topics which are very important from these topics, from these chapters. Like when I am talking about the biomolecules, then there is topics like carbohydrates, proteins, which are very important, and nucleic acids also. And similarly, when I talk about the polymer, then from polymer you should first of all do the monomer part, means which polymer is made from which monomer, because questions on these topics only. And as I said earlier, that hybridization and the counting of electrons and sp3, sp2, all that are also very important from the organic chemistry.
I think Adarsh, hybridization and everything is not only important for organic chemistry. In fact, it is also important for inorganic chemistry. Because even if it is exactly, D block elements and the compounds of D block elements, basically, you are supposed to find the hybridization of the compounds so that you can know the structures, right? So I think, guys, hybridization is the most important topic to stress upon. So I think if you have got the organic things right, let's move on to the last one, that is inorganic. So the last but not the least, once again, inorganic is the most difficult, I would say, because I used to struggle with inorganic a lot because it used to involve a lot of memorizing. My professors used to bombard me with a lot of reactions and everything. Thanks to Toppr, they have made the visualizations, which makes it much more easy. So I think Toppr has got you guys covered a lot in that aspect. So I would say that in organic chemistry, you need to know basically, the most important is you must have guessed that it is metallurgy.
Yeah.
So in metallurgy is basically how you extract metals and everything, and then how you purify them, etc., etc. So the most important parts that I think you guys should focus on for the NEET aspect is basically the purification techniques for all the metals, aluminium, iron, copper, and if you do for the zinc, it would be better because zinc is not amongst the common elements that we usually go for. But I think if you just do it for copper, aluminium, and iron, I think you have pretty much got it covered for the NEET thing.
Okay, awesome. Now, both Rahul and Adarsh mentioned that NCERT books are super important when it comes to preparing for NEET. Any other books apart from NCERT that students can refer to?
Actually, that's a great question, and I think I also made a list for this so that it comes very handy for the students. So if you are dealing with physical chemistry part, I would suggest that you deal with R.C. Mukherjee because it's a great book. I think I actually treated this book as a Bible when I was preparing, I was in 12 for the numerical chemistry. And O.P. Tandon is also a great book for the physical chemistry. If you're going about inorganic, there is only one Bible and that is JDE. So I would say that if you don't have a PDF copy of it, try to get it from somewhere or at least get an offline copy of the JDE because this is a Bible. You get it, you'll basically find everything over here. And I think for the inorganic part, for the organic part, others.
Morrison Boyle is a very good book. And apart from that, because only 30 days are left in the NEET exam, so there is a book called 40 Days for Chemistry in NEET, which is from the Sudhakar Thakur, which is a very good book. You can get a sample papers and a sample questions which you can practice and you can get to know that how the NEET paper will be actually. So this will be a very good book.
Guys, we make sure that we add the names of all of these books in the link below, so you all can go ahead and refer to these books. Also, since you rightly mentioned that the NEET exam is just a few weeks away. Now, how much time should a student spend on chemistry? Leading into these days.
Yeah, I think chemistry is the most scoring subject among all the three subjects. Yeah, bio carries a lot of marks, but chemistry you can easily score of about 150 to 160 marks. So I think on the daily basis, you should at least give a 2 to 3 hours to chemistry. And in 2 to 3 hours, you have to focus on inorganic part because it carries numerical. And half an hour, 1 hour is very good for the organic and the physical part because it's like a theoretical one. And apart from that, for organic chemistry, I will say that it's like a biology. You should memorize it, you should revise it. And for the inorganic part, I will say like it's like a math. You should practice it and you should revise it.
Okay. Rahul, do you have anything to add to that? Something that you did by the way?
Adarsh pretty much covered it all. So what I basically used to do was I used to allocate a particular number of hours for the preparation of the chemistry. And in that, I was very comfortable with physicals, so I dedicated least amount of time to physicals so that I can get that right. And I basically used to allocate more amount of time to the parts which I used to struggle with. So it was organic and inorganic. So if I'm studying for 2 hours, I basically used to spend say 45 minutes and 45 minutes on organic and inorganic, and left out the half an hour I used to spend on physical chemistry. So I think that's how any student or any NEET aspirant should do, that they should spend, since this is a revision time, if you're good at something, you pretty much have got it covered over a period of preparation time, and if you're not comfortable with something, I think you should spend more time on that. I think, should we take questions now?
Yeah, I think we should take students' questions now.
Yeah, so I think the Sakshi Boralkar is asking, is it always that physical, organic and inorganic is going to carry 15 questions each? Sakshi, I would say most of the times NEET tries to stick to this pattern that they get you, they'll ask you to solve 15 questions from physical, organic and inorganic, but it is not a hard and fast rule that they'll ask 15 questions only. You might have a buffer of say 2 or 3 questions. So that's how it is.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question, Sakshi.
Yes, and I think another is from Soni Jaiswal. She's asking, how will I mug up for chemistry chapters as I have prepared biology and physics? Tell me some very important and scoring topic. Sony Jaiswal, this is the question that many of the students ask us. So I think D block elements and P block elements, P block elements is something that you should focus on because those are the chapters where most of the reactions that you're supposed to memorize lie. So I think these are the two chapters that you should focus on if you want to score well in NEET or inorganic chapter section.
Do we have any more questions?
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. I think, Anil has this question. The topics in JEE and NEET, are they similar in chemistry?
Yeah, like very much similar. I think I would advise them to solve the JEE paper also because they will get idea that how hard can the paper be, because the chemistry of the JEE and the NEET are like very similar, not very different in it. But yeah, in the NEET they more focus on the theoretical parts like which are related to biology. So if they solve the paper from JEE, it will also be beneficial for them.
Great. So it will help, right?
Yeah, it will help.
Okay, wonderful. And also, would you want to give some advice to students who are appearing for competitive exams, like other competitive exams like JEE Mains, Advanced, and also NEET? You know, how should they go about it in just 15 or 20 days to go?
Well, I think 15 to 20 days to go is pretty much that you're almost there and you start dreaming about it. Okay, my exam is over here. So I think what you should do is, once again, stick to the same schedule. Allocate a particular number of hours to every subject. Don't learn anything new in those 2 weeks period of time. Just revise whatever you have learned. Just try to be perfect in whatever you have learned so far. Don't try to learn anything new because what happens is once you learn something new, you basically, if you don't understand it right, that's going to create confusion in your mind and that brings your confidence level down. So what you do is see, nobody is going to attempt all the 45 questions out of chemistry, right? Because nobody is that good. So what happens is you are only supposed to target at max 40 questions out of chemistry. So 5 questions is the buffer that everybody targets for. So I think when you have 2 weeks or 1 week time, just don't learn anything new. Revise, keep remembering things which you have already learned and keep practicing more about it.
Can you name any tricky topics that a student should focus on, which is like 15 minutes to go?
I think reaction mechanism in organic chemistry, which is very important, which carries about 4 to 5 marks in the exam.
Okay.
So they should focus on this topic. And apart from that, they should also focus on the isomerism and the IUPAC naming, which also holds 4 to 5 marks in the paper. So these 2 topics they should prepare at last moment.
Okay. If I am talking about physical chemistry, I would say they should obviously aim for thermodynamics.
Okay.
Thermodynamics is something that involves a lot of concepts. So, and there is a lot of scope, there is a lot of room for the NEET people to tweak into those concepts, like mix 2 concepts together and try to trick the students. So what I would do is I'll basically revise all the thermodynamics concepts so that I'm very much crystal clear about all of them. And to talk about inorganic chemistry, on a large, it's everything is just the same. You're supposed to mug up the reactions. But once again, I'll focus on P block and D block elements because that's where NEET people like to focus on.
Thank you, Adarsh, and thank you, Rahul, for that. And since you guys have mentioned that, I'm sure a lot of you there are stressed about NEET. What can act as a de-stressor for our students?
Well, I would say that every student must be having some sort of hobby. They would play something.
Right.
To be honest, when I was giving all of these competitive exams and I was stressed, I used to play football because that used to be a stress booster for me. And apart from that, I would be like, okay, if I'm bored, come on, let's call up a few friends and go for the football and stuff. So that used to be a stress booster.
They should take a break every 2 to 3 hours while preparing. They should take a break about half an hour and 1 hour so that they can de-stress them.
And what should they do in that break time?
They can watch TV, they can watch football, they can play cricket, etc. Depends upon them.
Okay. And Tripti asked, we have many students who are asking us questions, and Tripti asked, any advice for the AIMS student? And again, is the AIMS and the NEET portion similar?
AIMS and NEET portion is almost similar. I would say not completely, but almost 95%. I would in fact say that AIMS portion is a superset of NEET portion. So AIMS is a bit, it involves a bit more syllabus than NEET questions, but On large, the preparation methodology should not change because at the end of the day, even AIMS is a competitive exam. So you are basically aiming for the speed and accuracy. In order to increase speed, you need more practice. In order to increase more accuracy, you also again need practice. So that's all you're supposed to focus on in the last few days. And I think that should get you pretty much covered for NEET and AIMS.
That AIMS has a more comprehensive portion. So if you prepare for AIMS in a way, you're also preparing for NEET because the portion is somewhat same. And
if you prepare for AIMS, then you are pretty much covered for the NEET. That's
great, awesome. And I think we have one more
question. From Tanish Gupta, he's saying that, sir, I'm preparing for NEET, AIMS 2019. Please tell me how should I revise my class 11 during my present class 12. I think, Tanish, if you're in class 12 right now, then you're pretty much building upon the concepts that you learned in class 12. Class 11, sorry. So you need not go back to your books and revise these concepts again because you are anyway building upon them right now.
Correct.
But once again, there are a few important things like thermodynamics and equilibrium. All those topics are sort of independent and they have their own set of concepts. So I would advise you that you go to physical chemistry, then you should revise and you should make sure that you are basically in touch with all the concepts so that you don't mess it up.
Apart from that, they can also focus on some basic concepts of chemistry and the hydrocarbon part, which include alkane, alkene, alkyne. And I will say that alkene and alkyne part are the most important among them. So they should prepare this thing from the 11th, and it will be enough for them.
Great.
That's great. And Shiva Das is saying that, sir, I'm facing difficulty in remembering organic reactions. Please give me some tips for organic reactions. I think this is aimed at you, Adarsh.
Yeah.
And numericals for the physical section.
So talking about the reaction part, so there are a lot of reactions in the organic chemistry, but all are not important. As I said earlier, you should focus on NCERT. I just said earlier that you should focus on NCERT book. In NCERT book, they will highlight the reactions. They have a formatting in such manner that they highlight the reaction, important reaction. They put a box on the important reactions, and so you should focus on those reactions which are highlighted, and you should focus on the examples which will help you a lot. And apart from that, all the reactions are rated somewhere. So you should make a trick to remember all the reactions so that once you read one reaction, you get the idea about the all other reactions which are related to it.
Okay. Well, Nidhi is asking us, what should her schedule be like in the next few weeks?
I think, Nidhi, I can speak for chemistry, and as I told you, what you should do is you should first thing, the foremost important is you should know how much time you have in hand. In a particular day, you must be having your classes, you must be having your college, etc., etc. First, you need to make it clear that okay, I have this much amount of time for a self-study. I used to have 6 hours, so what I did was I used to do 2 hours physics, 2 hours chemistry, 2 hours maths. So whatever time that you allocate for the chemistry, make sure that you subdivide it very wisely. This is basically a time which matters the most in your examination because this is where you're going to revise. This is what helps you memorize or keep in mind the things that are most important. So while revision, what I used to do was I was good at physical chemistry. So if I was good at physical chemistry, I pretty much had a hold of all the concepts of physical chemistry. So during the revision period, I used to allocate lesser amount of time to the physical chemistry and I used to focus more on the weaker parts. So I was weak in inorganic chemistry and organic chemistry. So what I used to do, suppose I'm preparing for 2 hours, I would allocate 45 minutes each to organic and inorganic and half an hour to physical chemistry. So that's how I dealt with it for the last 3 weeks, I guess. I was doing this for almost 21 days. So I think this is what you should do.
It's a very subjective question, depends on the topic that, what are your strong topics and weak topics, and accordingly you can allocate time, the time. Alright, so let's bring this to a close, guys. And do we have a question?
No, I think that is all from here as well.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything.
So bringing this to a close, anything else that you want to tell our students taking?
I would just share one tip that, guys, your exam is on 6th of May, right? I would say that 5th of May, 9 p.m., everything should be closed. You should have a nice dinner, probably watch a nice comedy show on the YouTube or the internet, chill, go back to bed at 10 o'clock, sleep well, get a good night's sleep, and wake up in the morning. Don't think about anything else. So this is what happens with most of the students. At the last minute, they try to remember, okay, in thermodynamics, delta G is equal to what? No, what happens is in the heat of the pressure, you don't remember anything. That brings your confidence level down. So trust me, if you have read it well, you will remember it in the exam. So don't go on memorizing anything. Just a minute before the exam, take a deep breath, chill down, and just do it. I think you have got it pretty much well. Pretty much covered. So.
Anything to add to that, Adarsh?
Yeah, I think we covered a pretty much part of it. I think the good sleep is the most key for the exam.
Alright, okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rahul, and thank you, Adarsh. And thank you, students, for joining us. And we'll be coming up with more webinars. And please don't forget to subscribe to Toppr. Have a lovely day ahead, and thank you.
Thank you so much. All the best, guys.
All the best.